how are you today? This is Steph from Ferret-World and we're doing another Q&A. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever about your ferrets or any observations that you wanted to share with me or talk about, then type it in the comment section below and everyone is welcome to join in. The more the merrier, so jump on in and let's talk about ferrets. So normally what I do, one of the reasons why I do this Facebook Live is because I don't always have time to get back to all the messages that I get through the website, on the social media channels, and on the Facebook page. So I'm trying to get to the stage where I jump on once a week and just try to go through a few of the messages that I get and answer the questions, and hopefully this helps more people within our community in regards to taking care of your ferrets and helping them live happier and longer and healthier lives. So yeah, so hey Keith, how are you? I know we're in completely different time zones. We have a community that is from all over the world, and that means that we all have different time zones, so it can be a little bit difficult to get everyone on at the same time. At the moment in Australia, or in Sydney I should say, it's 5:48 p.m. so it's starting to head into the evening. So yes. Hi Colette. Hi guys, it's so nice to see comments. So if you're jumping, hey Ashley, if you're jumping on board now, then give us a holler and just tell us. If you haven't commented previously on one of our videos, then tell me about yourself and your ferrets. And hi, good night. You guys can always rewatch this live later on when you wake up, so it's okay. It'll be on the Facebook page, and I'll make sure that I download this video and put it up on YouTube as well, so everyone can learn. So if you guys have, hi Brian, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and I will start just going through the questions that I get through the website and through the Facebook page, and just start talking about that. Alrighty, so the first question comes from Rebecca Mason, and she asks, are there different types of ferrets size-wise? I have two 3-year-olds that are around the same size in the same diet as the 10-month-old I have, and he's triple their size. Okay, so she has two 3-year-olds and then one 10-month-old, and the 10-month-old is triple their size. Yes, it does happen. Ferrets come in lots of different sizes. I wouldn't say shapes. Nearly said shapes, but they do come in different colors as well. And so for example, when I had Bear a few years back, when I had 4 ferrets, I had 3 ferrets that were kind of average size, and then Bear was the gigantor. So he was quite a big male. So males can be bigger than females as well. So it depends on what sex they are, and whether they're male or female, and their breeding obviously as well, their genetics. So the size can definitely vary. I also saw, I think it was, I think some breeders are breeding bigger ferrets as well. I'm not sure if it was, I saw a post one stage that I think in Russia there are some big ferrets, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Okay, so next question. Do you guys have any? I caught you guys all at the same time at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you guys doing up at this time anyway? Go to bed, go to sleep. Stop staying up so late. It's bad for your health. Hi Christine. Hi Jessica. Okay. Hi. So Jessica asks, hi, where is the best place to get a square high-backed litter tray? We currently use a cat tray, but they sometimes miss the tray. Any kind of place that sells ferret products should have high-backed trays as well. So there's lots of different litter trays on the market. So if you go, I'm not sure which country you're in, Jessica, but in Australia, there's a ferret shelter, the New South Wales Ferret Society, and they have a shop, and that's where I got my high-backed litter tray. So if your local ferret shelter sells products, then I would recommend going through them, because obviously they need the funds to help run the shelter. So that would be my first place to go to. And ferret shelters are like the last line of defense for a lot of ferrets. So we need to support them as much as we can, because they do incredible jobs with the ferrets, and they sacrifice a lot as well. So that would be my first point of call. If you guys can support a ferret shelter, then definitely do so. But other than that, there's a lot of online places where you can go online and order ferret products online. So check out some ferret shops online. And yeah, that, or pet shops. Some pet shops, if you're in an area that, in a country where ferrets are very common animals, then you might be lucky to find a pet shop that stocks the different litter trays and different ferret products. The best pet shop that I have ever seen was in Japan, actually, and it's called Ferret-World. But I have never seen, it was like walking into heaven, ferret heaven, where it was a full pet shop only dedicated to ferrets. It was amazing. So I loved it, and I spent about $500 there. I saved up just so I could go to that pet shop in Japan and buy everything that I could find. So it was amazing. But yeah, so check out the local pet shops or ferret shelters and online stores. Christine. Christine. You're still having the issue with the water bowl. Hang on, I can't see. So Christine is one of our members, and she previously mentioned that, hi from Hong Kong, by the way. Hi from Australia. She's got 4 little ones, 2 younger ones, Mocky and Ollie, love to play with the water dish no matter how high I place it. Any way of teaching them that it is, I can't read, I don't know why, but I just can't read the rest of your comment, which is very frustrating. So essentially, ferrets that dig in their water bowls. And I believe, Christine, from memory, we kind of addressed it in the private members Facebook group. And from memory, it was a novel kind of experience for them, because previously, correct me if I'm wrong, you used water bottles and then you got a water bowl, or you have a water bottle and then you just recently got a water bowl. And with any kind of novel thing, ferrets are very interested in it, and if they haven't had the experience of splashing around in water before, then they will just find it as something that's entertaining. So a few things that you can do is provide them with, maybe when they're out of their cage, maybe giving them a little dish which they can jump around in and play with, so that the dish that is out of their cage becomes their mental stimulation, and hopefully they leave the water bowl alone. But, a lot of the time, especially younger ferrets, they eventually tend to grow out of it. Occasionally they might have a little bit of a snorkel or a splash around in the water, but if they're young ferrets, they're going to try to find ways to entertain themselves, and it's obviously really fun for them. So, I'm kind of like, I know it can be frustrating to come across, a cage that's been splashed around with lots of water, and then you have to clean it up. But at the same time, we want to, provide a stimulating environment for our ferrets, and anything that engages them and makes them happy is a good thing as well. So we don't want to completely ruin their fun, because obviously it's something that they really enjoy doing. So one of the alternatives could be giving them a dish to play with outside of the cage when they are out. And then maybe when they're in the cage, just trying different toys, or hiding their food in different corners of the cage, or there's like little toys where you can hide the food and they have to climb around the cage to find it. So obviously they might, because they're young, they have more energy, so they need a little bit more mental stimulation, because they're like, ooh, what can we do? I'm a little bit bored now, let's play. They might be looking for something to do. So find engaging ways to entertain them in their cage when you're not around and they don't have access to go explore somewhere. Young ferrets do have more energy, as with most young animals, including humans. They just need that mental stimulation because they're learning and life is exciting and it's just all amazing. So just if you can provide them with alternatives in the cage, that could be a good thing. Let them splash around in some water outside of the cage as well. But eventually ferrets tend to grow out of it once they get a little bit older and once they've had enough of the snorkeling. Although Yuki occasionally still snorkels in it, and I love seeing her snorkel. It's one of my favorite things that she does, because she obviously loves it. And when they submerge their whole faces in that water bowl, it's rather hilarious. So I hope that has answered your question, but trying to distract them with other things can be a good alternative. Jessica, you're from Adelaide. Yes, well then you have the same problem as most Australian ferret owners, where there are a limited amount of resources. But if you're in Adelaide, I wonder if the New South Wales Ferret Society has a shop on their website. So go onto their website and check it out, and they might be able to send it to you. That's kind of where I order mine. So yes, and the triangle ones can be too small, definitely, and that can be one of the causes why ferrets poop outside of their litter trays, is because their litter box is too small. I recently did a video on it on YouTube, so if you haven't watched it, then make sure you go check it out. Food-wise, Christine asks, food-wise for the ferrets, they don't take raw. Is it okay if I continue feeding them Origin, Stella, and Chewy, Ziwi Pig, Go Fit, and Free? Wow, you have a big combination, and some of them I don't know what's in the in those kibbles. You definitely seem to love and care for your ferrets, so you're trying to make sure that they get all the nutrients that they can. Just make sure you check the ingredients on the back of them and try to make sure that the majority of the ingredients, or all of the ingredients if possible, because I think Ziwi Peak is a really high protein processed food, which is air dried, which I haven't tried before because Yuki has just been eating raw all her life and whole prey. But if I get another ferret, I would probably see if they like Ziwi Peak, because it's a really high quality commercial food. And then I would probably still include raw foods and stuff like that as well. But yeah, so check the ingredients, make sure that as there are as many meat-based products in the ingredients as possible, and at least the first 3 ingredients should be meat-based. So that's probably the easiest way to try to decipher if a food is good or not. So have a look at that. But if I would just also keep trying, I would also just keep trying and seeing if they still would take raw food, because you never know, they might. It's gotten all dark in here all of a sudden because I touched the screen. Why? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I would still keep trying. And if you can start feeding your ferrets raw, that I think that would be good for them to include in their diet as well. Yuki has always been on raw food, so I have no choice. I just have to keep feeding her raw food because she doesn't even think of commercial foods as food. And I'm not going to force her at over 7 years old to try to switch or anything like that. And why would I? Hey, Michael from New Hampshire, USA. We have 6 ferrets and have had up to 10 at the same time. Lost 4 last year due to age and diseases. We've had 18 over the past 10 years. Okay. I can't see the comments for some reason, and I don't know why, and this is really frustrating me. Why can I not see the full comment? I'm going to see if I can see it on my laptop. Let's log in. Bear with me, please. Oh yeah, Colette has a good suggestion for you, Christine, as well. So Colette says, my water bowl is very deep, so I only fill it halfway because of my slasher. And then I have another one on top level, which they mostly drink out of. So, yes. I know! Christine, Ferret-World in Japan is amazing. It's the most amazing ferret shop in the world, I reckon. I would like someone to prove me wrong and for there to be one that's even more amazing. So if you guys are planning a trip to Japan, definitely go visit the Ferret-World shop there because it will blow your mind. Alright, so let me see if I can see myself on the desktop and read these comments. Oh, Michael didn't actually ask a question. Okay. Alright. So, hi Michael. Hi Maria and Cheyenne. Any DIY ideas for some stimulating toys? My ferrets are getting bored, but I am on a pretty tight budget. Yes, I actually have an ebook on the website if you wanted to check it out. It's called 101 Ferret Games and Homemade Ferret Toys, and there's lots of ideas in there that you can utilize for your own ferrets. And I know this is a common question for a lot of ferret owners because keeping ferrets mentally stimulated is challenging because they're so smart. They're very, very intelligent animals and they can get bored easily. So it is very important for us to make sure that they have lots of mental stimulation and they can work their intelligent little minds and be happy and healthy. So if you wanted to check out that ebook, then definitely do so. But just off the top of my head though, cardboard boxes, you can make little mazes or little hidey holes for them, or ping pong balls. One of my previous ferrets, Binksy, used to love ping pong balls and used to push them around with a little nose, which was very cute, little ferret soccer. So those are a couple of things that you can do, and then there's lots of different other ideas as well, which you can find in the 101 Ferret Games and Homemade Ferret Toys ebook. I'll post a link in the comments section for you as well. Let me grab that for you. So that will be much cheaper than buying endless toys. Alright, so here is the ebook I just mentioned on toys for ferrets. There you go. I've posted the link in the comment section for you. Alright. Alrighty, so there was one comment one message that I received that I really wanted to address because it kind of scared me a little bit. So let me find, okay, so Jean Cassip messaged me and said, hi, I have a sick boy, very stuffed nose, Benadryl not working, saw something about saline drops and trying kids Sudafed. Breathing short, puff-like, sound through mouth only. Suggestions. So, this comment this message really scares me, because we shouldn't be trying to medicating ferrets with human medicines, because it can be very dangerous for their health. We could poison them, essentially. So please, 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 if your ferret is sick, take it to the vet and let the vet prescribe medication for it. Don't try to do it yourself. So that's probably the only thing that I would say. If you don't ever give your ferret any human medication, go to your vet and make sure that they're the ones prescribing you with the medication. And that's so important, because you don't want to poison your ferrets, you don't want to hurt them and harm them. Obviously, Jean cares about her ferret, but we can't be going around and giving them human medicines. Human medicines are for humans. Obviously, some work when it comes to translating for some animals, but the vets are the ones that prescribe them, and we shouldn't be medicating ferrets on our own, because we could seriously harm them. So yes, that is all I wanted to say in regards to that comment. Please don't medicate your ferrets by yourself. Take them to the vet as soon as you think something is wrong. Please take your ferrets to the vet, and make sure, if money is an issue, then make sure you start saving. One thing that all of us as ferret owners need to know is that ferrets are predisposed to a variety of diseases and illnesses because of their genetics, the inbreeding, just bad breeding practices, all sorts of things. So, and the food that they eat, they're predisposed to a lot of diseases and illnesses, and at some stage your ferret is probably going to get sick. Especially if you live in the US or Australia, where genetics isn't very good, or where they get desexed way too early. A lot of factors kind of play into this. So it's really important that we start saving money and putting money away as soon as we get our ferrets, or even beforehand, in order to be able to address any medical issues that arise, and be able to provide them with the care that they need, with a professional, with a vet that specializes in ferrets. So please make sure that you start saving money, because it's really, really, really important. Oh no, Evan, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's always sad when our ferrets pass away. It breaks your heart. They definitely take a little piece of your heart with them, and it is very heartbreaking. And that's just that's part of ferret ownership and pet ownership, or pet care. We go into taking responsibility for another animal full on knowing that one day they are going to pass away, but it's all worth it. And I think the most important thing is to remember the great times that we have with them, and cherish them and love them while they're here with us. But yes, it does make it very hard when we bond with them and then they leave us. But on the other side, when we cross the rainbow bridge, we'll have all of these magnificent animals waiting for us on the other side, and that is something that can make you smile. And they will greet us with open arms if we have looked after them properly. All right. Hi, Kathy. Yes, Christine also suggested for a homemade toy that we can do a box filled with rice or paper bags. So that is definitely an option, or leaves even. So, hi Donna. Hi Kurata. Hi Doug. Hi Linda. Oh, thank you. I'm getting lots of compliments today. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Oh, hi Doug. So yes, so that is probably, wait, Christine, you have another question. I'm always happy to answer your questions, Christine. So many questions. My oldest boy, Buddy Boy, has adrenal gland disease. he had two Superlurin implants already. His tail is still bald. Is that normal? Other than the tail, I'm assuming he is healthy other than the tail. Adrenal disease can definitely lead to baldness. So, yes, it can be normal, and eventually ferrets with adrenal disease, I always get some of the diseases mixed up, but yes, I think it's adrenal disease that can lead to baldness, even with the Superlurin implants, depending on how advanced it is. So that's probably a question best to ask your vet. I need to do a little bit more research in regards to the different diseases, but we can talk about it next week. So we're doing different series in Tuk Tuk Ferret magazine. I think we've done a series on lymphoma. If you don't have Tuk Tuk Ferret magazine, then I'd suggest you sign up to the Ferret-World membership, because we talk about all about the different illnesses and diseases, and we actually have a scientist that goes through and kind of collates all of the best information for ferret owners. So yes, that is my suggestion, and my puppy dog here is trying to climb up. Come, see? But I know, say hi, Falky. Hi. But I know that it is one of the common questions is about the different illnesses and diseases, and we're working to provide all of you guys with more information about all of it as well. So stay tuned. There's lots coming with Ferret-World, and yeah, and that includes talking more about different illnesses and diseases and stuff like that. Alrighty, do we have, but Christine, I am going to get back to you, okay? I'm going to look into adrenal, and just confirm, because I don't want to say something that isn't right. Thank you. Thanks guys for all the compliments. I have done well dressing myself today. This is excellent. And I think, yes, that's right, Ashley. There can be seasonal rat tail, but I think if a ferret has adrenal disease, it might be more likely the adrenal disease that is causing the baldness. So, but yes, ferrets can definitely get rat tail, seasonal rat tail. All right, and if no one has any other questions, let me just quickly jump on and see if there's anything else in here. Let us see. Okay. So John asked, ooh, okay. This is one thing that I addressed last week. Donna, this is a good question. So this is an interesting question, actually. So Donna asked, my female pixel has subgingival calculus and male gigabyte has dental plaque. The vet suggested Hill's Dental Health cat food to help, but is there anything else I can do? Yes, there is definitely other things that you can do. Okay, so this is why this is an interesting question. Recently, there's been a lot of media talk about the fact that vets are aligning themselves with different brands. So, and Hills is one of them. You know, a lot of product companies are actually teaching vets at university. So there's like this link between the products and the vets. So that's why this vet might be suggesting the Hills Dental Health cat food, particularly the Hills brand. You'll find, especially in Australia, every single vet has the Hills Dental Health cat food in their office. But the best thing that you can do, if your ferrets already have calculus and dental plaque. If it's bad, then your ferret's teeth will need to be cleaned professionally by the vet. There's actually nothing that you can do in order to get the calculus off because it's hard. So in order to get the calculus that is already on there, you need to get the teeth professionally cleaned. And unfortunately, it is pretty expensive, but the alternative is that the teeth and the gums are just going to get more and more unhealthy. In order to prevent calculus from occurring in the first place, the best thing that you can do is to actually feed your ferrets bones. So I always feed Yuki and any of my ferrets chicken necks or whole prey, where they actually have to chew on bone in order to, because not only does it clean their digestive system having the bone in their diet, but it also cleans their teeth because the bone is grinding up against their teeth and cleaning it as they chew. So the best thing to have in order to prevent dental disease and and calculus buildup on their teeth is to feed bones, for sure. But if your ferret already has calculus and has problems with their gums, then they'll probably need to get their teeth cleaned. But yeah, I'm not a fan of feeding commercial foods in order to clean a ferret's teeth. Hey Susie, I haven't seen you for a while. If you can feed your ferret bone, that is 100% my preferred option. Alrighty. So, yeah, so there might be different animal-specific toothpastes that can help with the prevent buildup. But if you have toothpaste, then you need a toothbrush. I've tried brushing my ferret's teeth. It's near impossible to get to like the very back teeth where all the buildup actually occurs. So it's really important to have at least some form of bone, chicken bones preferably in their diet so that they can clean their teeth naturally. Whole prey, if you feed whole prey foods to your ferret, then that has bones and then they'll chew it and it'll clean their teeth naturally. So you can try brushing their teeth, but if you know ferrets, they're very wriggly and it's very difficult to do, and you're never going to get into the little small spaces in the very, very back teeth because their mouths are a lot smaller than a toothbrush normally is. So, and you can check out some antiseptic gel if she has a gum problem. But an antiseptic gel would be just to mask the pain. I don't think that would actually prevent or help or be a solution for removing the calculus or the gum disease. So yes, bones, Donna, absolutely. Try to get those bones into your ferret's diet because that will save you a lot of money in the long run for the dental procedures at the vet. Yeah, I'm sure that it could be genetic. Some people, some humans have worse teeth than others, and that can be down to genetics as well. So it could be down to, but you know, it's preventable. If you have a good diet, if you brush your teeth, which bone does for ferrets, then you can prevent having dental issues in the majority of the cases. I know a lot about this topic because I used to be a dental nurse. All right. So guys, I am going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to try to do another Facebook Live with you guys next week because I really, really enjoy answering your questions and engaging with you, and I hope you enjoy it as well. So I'm going to download this video and upload it to YouTube so all the YouTube subscribers can view it as well. If you're not subscribed to YouTube, make sure you do so because we're trying to build that channel up as much as possible. I would be very, very grateful. And thank you for all the love hearts. I love you guys. Thank you for the compliments as well. See you, Susie. Let's chat soon. And yeah, I love you. Mwah. See you guys. Bye-bye.